Alright, so we just got poking around on this Poulan 245A. And right off the bat, the saw is very clean. I'm just checking the fuel line. And one thing I noticed, so the fuel line comes through a wall. Got a fitting. And then the fuel line runs forward, way down, and it turns and comes up back into the top of the tank. So just getting into it, I'm thinking that fuel line wrapping around and sitting up here in the top corner of the tank. And as you run the saw, tilting it forward, that fuel line doesn't have any way to fall back down to here. So what I'm going to do is pull the fuel line out. I'm going to cut it probably about half that length and try to let it lay against the front of the tank up here at the bottom. That way, when you get it tilted forward, all the fuel's running down to the front. So I think that's going to be the starting place for this 245A. Alright, we're steadily pumping away at this 245, looking at it, and I believe this tank is cracked. Right here. And also, I believe right in here. It's really not bad at all. Carburetor looks good. I did get the fuel line changed up, got it wrapped in front of the tank. Seems to be picking up fuel fine. It's got plenty spark. The other thing I noticed, that's probably why it's pushing all that heat out on this back cover. So I'll get the muffler off, see what we need to do to get that thing sealed up. The few little problems that this saw has right now, I honestly, personally, I don't know that I would mess with trying to mess with this gas tank. Old as these things are, you start taking this tank apart and you're probably going to end up with a lot bigger problems than you started with. So I don't think I would take that on, because this little leak could potentially turn into a major leak. It's a horizontal cylinder layout. I almost think it would be a crime to go in this saw and try to do anything with it. And a few reasons also to add to that. One, you can't do anything with the intake. Being that it's reed valve fed, so you really got nowhere to go with the intake. The exhaust, you could probably mess with the exhaust a little bit, but if this is like any other older saws, it's got the bridge in it, and if you take the bridge out, you're going to blow the saw up. Let's see what we can find here. If you can see that. Look at that one. Gosh dang, T-Dip. Yeah, look how far that one's backed out. So we'll go ahead, tighten these up, see what we can do. I've never really liked these flathead fasteners. This thing's a doozy to get a bar on. How y'all doing?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good. Starting to think this thing has got a bad bearing. Alright, we're back in here in the shop with the 245, and I do believe she's got a bad bottom end. I'll bring you in, see if y'all can hear this. Some places it gets really hard to turn. Some places it kind of wants to bind up. This is interesting. You can definitely tell it when you roll it like that. Yep. So, I believe we're going to call the 245 a kaput. It happens sometimes. I was hoping it was going to be that fuel line issue, but I'm thinking she's got bigger issues than that. And right now, currently, definitely not something that I got the time to take on. So, we're going to call the 245 a quits, shoot a few emails, see what they want to do with it. Dubs, we out.